Shri Ishopanishad, Mantra 16. Pusan Ekarsha Yama Surya Prajapatya Viyuharasmin Samoga Tejo Yette Rupam Kalyanatamam Tatte Pashyami Yo Asav Purushaha So Aham Asmi. O my Lord, O primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, O regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form of bliss. You are the eternal supreme personality of Godhead, like unto the sun, as am I. So, last week also we saw one verse stating that to remove Iranmayena Patrena Satyasya Apita Mukham Tatvan Pusana Pavaranu Satya Dharmaya Drishtaye. So in last verse also the devotee is praying to the Lord to remove the dazzling effulgence so that he can take the darshan, so that the pure devotee can take the darshan of the Supreme Lord. Similarly, here also it is more, even more intensively glorifying, the devotee is glorifying the Lord, that you are the primeval philosopher, maintainer of the universe, regulating principle, destination of the pure devotees. So each and verse, one word we will explain and we will see. Primeval philosopher. So Lord is supreme and he knows everything. He knows everything and he is the guide of this universe. Okay, maintainer of the universe. See, we are thinking that we are maintained by ourselves, our endeavors. But ultimately, who is maintaining us? By supplying everything? Krishna. So he is the maintainer of the universe. And he is the regulating principle, Yama. We saw no, in the Ashtanga Yoga that we have Yama, Niyama, means we have regulations. So in this world, there are lots of regulations. If we go against that regulations, then reactions happens. Okay, so the regulating principle is also the Lord. Okay, destination of the pure devotees. This is more important. So now, absolute truth, we know that absolute truth, it has three levels of understanding: Brahman, Paramatma, and Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, Brahman realization is the realization that Lord's energy is all pervading. Like the sun rays, you can see everywhere. Sun planet is there, sun God is residing there, but the sun rays can be seen everywhere, can be realized everywhere. So, all pervading nature of the Lord is all powerful, all energetic. So, his energy is everywhere, right? So, that is Brahman. So, uh, so some transcendentalists, they understand this much only, that God is only energy. So, he doesn't have a form. He is not a person. That's why they say that if you worship the Lord, in, if somebody worships the Lord in a deity form, you are making offense. Many religion they preach like this, thinking that the Lord, the God, cannot have a form. But they are misled by this understanding that God is only energy. But God is energetic, one who possesses the energy. Like if we say that sun rays as sun, you are seeing the sunlight here in the room. And if we say that sunlight and sun rays as sun God is a person. Sun God is a personality. But if somebody says that sun rays are sun God, it is not, logical. Sun God is shining person and his effulgence is spread everywhere, right? Similarly, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is so powerful. His power, his energy, everything is his property. So spread everywhere. So the out of poor fund of knowledge, some transcendentalists they go up to the level of Brahman. Okay, then next level is understanding the Lord in the heart as Paramatma. The Prabhupada is giving a clear explanation that without this Paramatma's influence, without the Paramatma's support, we cannot do anything. So while coming from, we all were in spiritual world because we wanted to, Prabhupada is writing, lord it over. That because we wanted to imitate Krishna, we wanted to imitate God. So God said, Krishna said that, oh, you cannot imitate me. So you have, okay, I will create somewhere where you try your luck. So that is Lord it over. So when the living entities fell from a spiritual world to the material world, that also Krishna has to do. Because the living entity cannot, the jiva cannot survive alone. So for that also we need support. We need complete support of the Lord. So he accompanied us from spiritual world to material world. Here also he created all these 14 planetary systems. That is one universe. Many universes he created just for the sake, for the jiva's pleasure. He wanted to teach that, a living entity cannot be happy by being separated or by imitating the Lord. Okay, this is second level. So those who are yogis, they realize the Paramatma within their heart. But that is also not complete, because the complete realization is going there, going to the spiritual world and meeting the personality of Godhead. Okay, that's why the pure he is the destination of pure devotees. Others are transcendentalists, but they cannot be called as devotees because their knowledge is very less and their realization is limited. Brahman realization, Paramatma realization is not ultimate. That's what the point is. Very important point is that uh, re- this Brahman realization and Paramatma realization cannot give us the completeness. So he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the destination of pure devotees. And he is well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind. See, we see that Prajapatis, the name called Prajapati. Prajapati means when Krishna created, when the Lord created this material world, he created the progenitors who are meant to create, produce living entities. Through them, he made them agents. Like Brahma is a progenitor and Manus are progenitors. The famous progenitor is Daksha. So they produce more and more population to fill the universe. So they are called as progenitors. But the ultimate progenitor is Krishna, progenitors of mankind, well-wisher of the progenitors of mankind. So he is the ultimate seed-giving father. So he created everything, everybody, everyone, every living entity. So now the devotee is praying, please remove the effulgence of your transcendental rays so that I can see your form. Because you are the supreme personality of Godhead, like the sun. Okay. So now ultimately we can, in the material world, we can give the example of sun only. Because sun has the perfect match with the Lord, so that we can relate with him how Krishna is, so that we can understand him. So here again, this verse is also confirming that supreme God is a person. So many philosophers, they don't have this understanding. So today I came across with one class that how we can confirm that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. How? See, there are two methods by which we can understand who is God. This is a question, right? Many religions say this person is a God, that person, see, each and every religion say they, their they have the idea of God. Okay, but we say Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then how to understand this? How to confirm it? So for this only we have this Guru Parampara system. With our own endeavor, it is not possible for us to define God or understand God and understand who is God. Okay, so if we study Sanskrit, if we study all Vedic literatures, also it is not possible to identify who is God. Even if God comes in front of you, you cannot, like Duryodhana. In front of Duryodhana, Krishna came, but Duryodhana couldn't realize that he is God. So, living entity with their own senses, because senses are imperfect, with their imperfect senses, they cannot understand who is God. So, how to find out who is God? We have Guru Parampara. This is one Guru, Sadhu, Sastra. Three evidences we have. The Guru Parampara, the Acharyas, Sadhus or Acharyas, they refer uh, Shastras and give the knowledge. So, in this case, if somebody wants to make their own endeavor, that is possible, but it takes lifetime. Maybe it will take lifetime to achieve the real to know the real Supreme Personality of Godhead. It may take lifetimes also. If you are endeavoring by your own talents or intelligence, it may one may get one may be successful, one may not be successful. But the follow the right path is to follow the Guru Parampara, authorized Guru Parampara, bona fide Parampara. So, bona fide Parampara, they speak as it is. Srila Prabhupada never spoke from his, intelligence. He always said that I follow I follow my Guru Maharaj, I follow the Guru Parampara. So this Guru Parampara is very, very important in understanding the knowledge. So to understand who is God. To understand who is God, we have different levels of search. One is Pratyaksha, Anumana, third is Sabda Praman. Pratyaksha, however you may see, in this material world, you may see something and you may try to understand. That is Pratyaksha. You are seeing here. But in the material world is created in such a way that if you are seeing in one dimension, we can say. But the material world is in multi-dimensional thing. Then in that case, how will you able to see reality? It's not in our hands. We may see something. For that, this example is given. In a dark room, you see some rope, but you understand it as a snake, right? But if you switch on the light, you may see that it is not a snake, it is a rope. So our vision, our senses, they are very imperfect. With that, even if we see something right with the light, everything also, we may misunderstand something. So this is the limitation of our senses. With that limitation, if you try to understand who is God, that is not possible. That's why Pratyaksha method cannot be successful. Then Anumana, which the whole world is doing, that Anumana means speculation. So this theories, evolutionary theory, how the world is created, the scientist. So all these people, how the human race formed, how the universe is formed, they are given different theories. If you read, if you take science, they say that how the world is created. It's all speculative theories. So that is Hanumana. Hanumana is always failure, right? Where is the evidence? But Sabda Praman is the ultimate evidence that how Shabda Praman is, how we can know that Sabda Praman is 100% correct. When the Lord created the world, He gave the Vedas. And the Vedas are confirmed by the Acharyas. Okay. And we cannot see, but the Guru Parampara can see the right thing. So we need Guru Parampara. So if somebody says that whatever we are saying is correct, how to judge them? For example, there is a holy person, say projecting themselves as I am a guru or I am incarnation. If they say something, the first question arises is, if he is a sadhu and he is declaring himself as a sadhu, first question we have to ask is, who is your guru? Which guru parampara you are coming from? If he is coming from an authorized guru parampara, then is preaching will be correct. Otherwise they speculate and they misdirect the people. This is the main thing. We understand that we understand Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead, not by our speculation, not by our intelligence, but through the Guru Parampara knowledge. The Guru Parampara gives us the correct guidance. By our own endeavor, it is impossible to understand the supreme personality of Godhead. So that we have to understand that Krishna, how the Lord is so merciful towards his devotees, and he gives the knowledge also, right? Knowledge and guidance. So Prabhupada is quoting that Srila Jiva Goswami is saying that absolute truth is realized in the personality of Godhead because he is almighty and possesses full transcendental potencies. The full potency of the absolute truth is not realized in Brahmajyoti. See, Brahmajyoti is as powerful, as equivalent to the personality of Godhead, but by understanding Brahmajyoti, our realization cannot be complete. See, Lord's energy and Lord, they don't have much difference. Lord's energy is equally potent like Lord. But when we realize this Brahman alone, our realization cannot be complete. Okay, you understand? So, Prabhupada is giving the explanation of the word Bhagavan. Bhagavan, how he is maintaining, how he is the maintainer, how he is the guardian of the material universe and spiritual universe, the spiritual material world and spiritual world, how he is complete in his opulences. See, we living entity has opulence, but in a very minute level, not in the complete level. He is complete in everything. That's the first verse we saw in Ishopanishad, that Lord is completely complete in everything. So whatever comes from him is also complete. So he is Purna, he is perfect. Imperfection is not there in the Lord. But the difference between Jiva and Paramatma, the soul and the super soul, is that there is a difference, There is a lots of difference. Though we are qualitatively one. The Jivas are qualitatively one with the Supreme, but quantitatively different. So this makes the difference. So in that way, the Jiva is eternally servant of the Paramatma, eternally servant of the Supreme Lord. Because the Lord will not fall down like us. The Lord will not undergo karmic reactions. Because he is the one who is giving the karmic reaction. So he will not be under the karmic theory, law of nature. He is the maker of the law. So he is not under the law. Okay, he is giving the law for all of us. So that's why the pure devotees understand that the person, understanding the Bhagavan realization is the ultimate realization, rather Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. Because in other realizations, it's not complete. In other path, like for example, Brahman realization, one has to meditate on that, and when they come to this level, when they understand the Brahman realization, it is not complete and they cannot be happy. Because as we before also we explained, a person who reaches the Brahman, what happens? They have to come back here again, because when they go and lean into the Brahman existence, there is no activity there. There is no exchange of devotional service there. There is no exchange of love there. So the jiva has to come back again, because the jiva's nature is to be active service. Active service is the nature of the jiva. So it has to come back again. So this path, a person who takes up this path, he will not feel complete. He is a failure, so he has to come back again. So this is meditation. By meditation, they go to the level of Brahman. But in this level, also in this path, the person depends on his own strength. This is another negative point in this path. We have to understand clearly that devotee depends on the Lord. But this transcendentalist, the yogis, the jnanis, so Brahman realization is done by the jnanis, by studying so many literatures and understanding so many philosophies. They come to this state of Brahman realization. So in this path, they depend on their own strength. Like once I explained the difference between the cat kitten and monkey baby. Okay, the mother cat carries the baby cat uh, by by his mouth, right? But monkey, the baby monkey, catch hold of the mother by its own strength. The example is given that, if the mother is more powerful, more energetic than the baby. So similarly, a transcendentalist trying to understand, trying to reach Supreme Lord by their own endeavor is danger, because their endeavor may fail. As we explained, the jiva is limited, it's not unlimited. So with the help of Supreme Lord, it is possible. But if we endeavor with our own strength, it is very difficult. So the other parts like Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, and also Ashtanga Yoga. The Ashtanga Yogis, what do? They use their different yoga process, Yama, Niyama, like that. They come to the level of Samadhi. So in that also, they depend more on their own strength. They depend on their own strength, and they realize the Paramatma. So here again, the monkey baby. But devotees, they depend on the strength of the Lord. So all these things come as a prayer of pure devotees. The pure devotees say that I am akinchana, means I don't have anything. They realize. So the other yogis and jnanis, they think that, okay, I will try. We should endeavor, but with the understanding that everything belongs to Him, everything is given to me by Him. So the devotees are in this level. You understand the difference between yogis, jnanis, and devotees. So Prabhupada is mentioning that's why the pure devotees are always successful, because they depend on Lord. So Krishna's important advice in Bhagavad Gita is Sarvadharman paridhyajya mamegam sharanam vraja aham tvam sarvapapyepyo mokshishyami machucha. Leave everything. Leave all religious principles. Leave everything. Sarvadharman. Leave everything. Any kind of endeavors by your own strength. Leave everything. Surrender unto me. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. So the devotee takes up that process and he surrenders to the Lord completely, and he depends on Him for everything. He completely depend on Him. So he's requesting the Lord. It's not that he is challenging the Lord. It's not that he, by his own intelligence, by his own endeavors, he is understanding the Supreme, but he submits in himself to the Supreme Lord. Then the process become easy and the Lord is very pleased. So the devotee here is praying that, oh Lord, please help me. Oh Lord, please remove everything. See, normally, Lord is how actually Bhakti Yoga is very, very simple, very easy. Other yogic process are very difficult. When you surrender to the Supreme Lord, when you submit yourself to the Supreme Lord, then He takes care of it. But when you think I can do it, I can get success, then it becomes difficult. I. So in all the bhakti process, devotional process, the first thing the spiritual master performs is to remove the false ego from you. This is the duty of the spiritual master, to smash the false ego. That we have to understand completely. Then we should understand that it is not possible for us to do anything in devotional service he unless he helps us. So the devotee knows that, so he prays to the Lord, he surrenders to the Lord and depend on him. So there is one question in this Sunday. Vaishnavi may be remembering this question. So one Mataji told that many people, um, many devotees, or many general population, they say that they understand this way, that unless the Supreme Lord wishes, we cannot come to bhakti. So let him call, then we will come. For that, they will give this example. See, please come to Holy Dham. We are calling them. They say, no, no, when Krishna calls only, we will be able to come. Let him call, then we will come. So what should be the answer? Vaishnavi, you were not there last class, but we were discussing this point. Can anybody
Yes,
explain?
Mataji.
Yeah, no?
I was not there, Mataji.
You were not there. So the one Mataji was saying, even Prabhupada said that, um, unless Krishna desires, it is not possible for you to come out of Maya. How will you explain this? If somebody is asking you this question, how will you? I said that our endeavor is also very, very important. So it is not by our endeavor we are going to reach him. But the people, common people say that they understood this. So let him call him, then I will come. How will you explain this? Hema, Hema.
Mataji, Tatyanukampa, Brahma's prayers to the Lord in Bhagavatam
Yeah,
10th
yeah.
canto. So, expecting the mercy, we should expect, but there are other factors to it. Like what you said, we should put our name, and then we should leave the rest to the Lord. Without our endeavor, for example, the story of the sparrow, determination. Only when we do our part, then God will be able to do his part to us.
Fantastic, fantastic. See, God is always ready to pick us up. God is
Yes.
always ready to help us. So the version the people say that God is not willing, so I am not willing. This attitude is wrong. If in this process, if something is wrong, see, I am not able to go to Tirupati, I am not able to go to Mayapur, I am not able to go to Vrindavan, I am not taking up devotional service. This, I am not taking up devotional service. People say, no, I'm not taking up devotional service because the God is not willing. This is their answer. When we ask them to read Bhagavad Gita, when we ask them to come to Holy Dham, when we ask them to chant, when we ask them, the people say that God is not willing, so I'm not able to do. Right?
No, but we have to ask them, how do they know that God is not willing?
No,
How did they come to that conclusion?
no, that's what, see, ultimately, God is the doer. Ultimately, uh, first,
Yes, Mataji, we should ask them how are they coming to that conclusion that God is not willing?
yes, see, there are two parts. Many times we explained, discussed. One part is your side, another 50% is your endeavor, 50% is God's mercy. In the 50% is always there. God's mercy is always there. God's position. See, you can predict. God is Krishna is 100% predictable person. It's not like in human being. Today one person is your friend. Tomorrow she becomes an enemy. Krishna's position is not like that. He is always your maintainer. He is always your well-wisher. Suhurdam sarva bhutanam. His position is clear. He always wants you to come back. So in this 50% is always there for us, guaranteed. So where we make mistake is that saying that he is not ready, we become lazy. So he wants that we really become devotee. Then he accepts. Then that 50% Krishna's hand will help. He has given us the hand, but we are not catching. See, we fell into the well, dark well. Somebody is helping us. Somebody gave us the rope. What we have to do? We have to catch the rope, right? Then he can pull us. Krishna has already put the rope. Krishna has already given us the path, but we are not taking up and saying that he is not willing. He is always willing. He is always willing. So this is the devotee mood. But then the other transcendentalist mood is by my endeavor I will catch him. We should try and we should depend on Krishna. So this complete dependence on Krishna is there in the devotee part. But other parts like yogis and jnanis, they depend on their own strength. There is a chance of failure. Here there is no chance of failure. So that's why the devotee is always praying like that. I am, please remove the effulgence. A devotee also prays that, please protect me from the Maya. Because the whole world is covered by Maya and we are all activated by the three modes, the devotee is praying, please remove the Maya. Protect me from Maya. That's, see, the other persons who are not taking up devotional service are completely haunted by, completely covered by Maya. They think that, Krishna is not willing. See how people are, criticizing God himself. Right? The Shastra says, the Acharya says that he is the supermost, very, very good person. Who is very, very good person? God. Who is the well-wisher? Who is your friend? Who is the most loving person? Who is most merciful? That is God. But people are ready to criticize him only. He is not willing. This statement cannot happen only. I was from Sunday until today, I was thinking that how even being that one Mataji is a devotee, being devotee, but how will you say that? Mistake is not in Krishna, mistake is in me. For example, some people, if they don't get initiation, they criticize their spiritual master. He's not giving, I'm so qualified. They criticize other situations, other people. In spiritual path or even in material life, if we are suffering, if we undergo some negativities in our life, that's because of us, not because of God or not because of the authorities. That we have to 100% understand. Whatever the present condition we are in is the real cause is we, because we don't desire. We don't desire. We don't deserve also. But still Krishna is, the God is very, very, very merciful. He comes in many ways to help us. In many ways. He is like more than a mother. So that's what the Alvar sings. He is more than your mother. Because mother is the relationship between the child and the mother. This is the best example given in the material world. Next to God's love. So, but many Alvars, many devotees, they say that he is even more than the mother. Okay, so that's why the pure devotee is destination of pure devotees. Suris means devotees. Krishna is the destination of devotees. Because other destinations, They put you down. Other destinations are not ultimate destination, so that they have to come back here again, or they have to take the process again. But if we go back, go to Krishna, then that is ultimate. That is ultimate, and there is no failure. It's bliss. That's why the devotee is praying, please show me, remove the effulgence, remove the effulgence, so that I can take your darshan. Okay. If you have any doubts in this verse, Prabhupada is giving, quoting Brahma Samhita, where is describing that Chintamani, his place is called Chintamani Dham. Chintamani means uh, whatever you desire, that will manifest. In material world, if we desire something, for that we have to put lots of endeavor. It won't manifest. But in spiritual world, everything manifests. Chintamani. All desires are fulfilled, and it is never dark. So the glorification of Dham is there. How it is there, that is mentioned here in Chintamani Prakarasatmashu Kalpa Vriksha Lakshavrite Shishurabir Apipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevyamanam Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. I worship Govinda, the primeval Lord, the first progenitor, who is tending the cows, fulfilling all desires in abodes, filled with spiritual gems, surrounded by millions of well wish fulfilling trees. The trees are like kalpadarus. The trees, they can give you anything you want. Here trees, particular tree, like mango tree gives you mango only, coconut trees gives you coconut only. But in spiritual world, the trees can give you anything, whatever you want. Always served by great reverence and affection by hundreds of thousands of Lakshmis, or goddesses of fortune. Krishna is served by lots and lots of gopis and Lakshmis. There are unlimited Lakshmis, and so they are. That's why it is Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama. Lots of goddesses of fortune are serving Krishna. That means it is most opulence. Everything is there. So Prabhupada is quoting this, that spiritual world, to explain the beauty of spiritual world. Okay. So, but the spiritual world is surrounded by Brahmajyoti. So the devotee is praying, like remove the effulgence, so that I can reach you, I can see you. Okay. Any doubts?
Mataji, there are some people who don't associate with devotees, don't not so much interest to hear Krishna Katha.
1 minute, 1 minute. Hare Krishna, sorry. Vaishnavi, please.
No problem, Mataji. Mataji, I was thinking some devotees, not devotees, some people, they don't have much interest to come and hear and chant, but they always keep telling, okay, no, God will help you for each and everything. God will come and help you, and they have that belief. Like I don't know how to. They will say, okay, some problem they face, let God decide what to do, like that. They keep telling. So they have belief or what? is this kind
No,
of
no,
understanding, Mataji?
like they have belief that this is called positive thinking, right? They are not devotees, but they have, like, they believe in God. They believe in God's strength to fulfill their material comforts, to fulfill their material desires, to make them happy. Means they want everything nice in this world, and they don't think beyond that. They have belief in God, and it's okay. In that level, Krishna will help. E tamam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. So they have that much belief, that much will happen.
Ah, okay,
But there
Mataji.
is a great risk in this, because sometimes if previous karmic reaction, if we have to suffer, in that suffering they may offend, they may deviate, they may do some sinful activities, they may suffer more, and then they may even lose that faith.
Okay, Mataji. Okay. Yeah, Mataji. They think they don't think they think God as their servant, not servant of their God.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
we.
They don't
That I want. I was thinking
that
in
God
my
will
mind.
do everything for them.
Yeah, if each and everything for us devotees also, each and if I tell some problem, no, no, Krishna will come and help you. What, Mataji? Krishna will come and help for every single problem, or what, Mataji? That's what I thought, but now I understand. They have faith, but in that level, that
That
God will help
faith is
them.
not to serve him, but to take a seat. They understood that he is controller, he is doing everything, but they want it only for the bodily comfort. They don't understand that I am not this body. My duty is to serve him, not to take service from him. Of course, in any level, Krishna is helping us to serve him. Like, for example, the best example can be given is if you go to Ganges. Hmm? If you go to Ganges, if you want to offer something to the Ganga Mata, and definitely we offer water to any deities, right? We take Ganga and offer it to Ganga. This is what in devotion also. Whatever we have is Krishna's, and we take Ganga water and offer it to Ganga. And similarly, like Guru also, before Guru also, whatever knowledge we have is because of the mercy of the spiritual master. So we take mercy and present it to him, being grateful to him. Okay, these people, they don't understand this level. Their level is very, very silly, we can say, very small level of understanding. Okay, that much is there. Okay, we have to, like, if a child speaks, how we you know when the child speaks, small children, they speak like as
Yes,
if
Mataji. Yeah,
like that, I feel. No, how do you feel? They don't
yeah,
know anything about philosophy, they don't know anything about God, and they are speaking God, God, God. What is this?
yeah. But Mataji, how is that the Western people who don't know anything about God, sometimes they come very nicely take up pure devotional service, but Indian people they are stuck in this level.
Yeah, yeah, see, every minute is given to you. This is your free will. See, this also we always discuss. You may take birth in Mayapur, you may take birth in the family of devotees, but again, this lifetime chance is given to you. You may take or you may not take. You understand? Free will is there in every minute. You may go up to the level of Baba and come back again. Like we see in devotees' life. In Krishna's Maya, like, the Maya is very, 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 very powerful. So we may fall down at any moment. The chance is given to you every minute, but you may use it or you may not use it. This is the answer, possible answer if one can give for this question.
Mataji, Mataji, in a funny way, I was just remembering something. So there was a violinist teacher, and he had put a notice in front of his house that I'll be teaching violin. Interested people can join. If you have already learnt violin, the fees is 2,000. If you are a fresher, the fees is 1,000.
Yeah.
So the reason behind this, they might have learned it in a wrong way. So to undo the things which they have already learned, it takes a longer time. So he is trying to take more fees from people who have already learned. So this is something which applies to this also. Indians, we are seeing we have too many sources of information about God which are wrong and right, but we don't know which one to choose.
Yes.
So we have lot of conceptions already, and the foreigners, they do not have any conception. So it is very easy for them to grasp things. When you give the purest form, it is very easy for them to grasp. So they take it up quite faster than the Indians. And again, there are some Indians who pick it up faster. Of course, like what Mataji told, it depends on the free will. But
reasons.
yeah,
There are so many reasons
yes,
for a person to take up pure devotional service. There are so many
yes,
reasons we can say that Mataji also gave one reason that, they have already learned something which is not properly learned. But some people, they pick up very quickly. They understand the things very quickly. If they read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then, with an open mind, then one can easily understand. Or to take up devotional service, one need to get nice beatings from Maya. So, but still many people, suffering people, they don't take up devotional service. There are different reasons for a living entity to take up a devotional life, devotional service. Fortunately, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, we got his books and we have taken up devotional service. Yeah, we are all fortunate because he has given us the mercy. We understood certain things and at least we are on the path. Many, they don't take up what to do. The problem is they think that they are devotees. Again, the same point. They think that they are devotees. If you go and talk to any Hindus, they said that already we are doing. Already we are devotees of Balaji, they say. Now only you are putting tilak and all. We are putting tilak, for many generations. We are already devotees, they say like that. But what do you do for Lord? Are you chanting? Are you following regulative principle? Are you reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam? No. Hmm.
Thank you, Mataji.
So every minute is there for us to take up or not to take up. That's what Krishna is also saying in Bhagavad Gita, that we have free will to decide. Even though we are equipped with all facility, we don't take up devotional service. No, that we see in many cases. They don't.
Maybe the humility is not there, Mataji. Devotee family children that already born in devotee,
Yeah.
already we know, and comfortable life. They don't know the humility
Bhoga
because of.
Aishwarya
Yeah. So they have to again get the kicks from Maya. My spiritual master again and again says that when Maya punches on the face, then we realize. Maya punches, then we realize. So, what to do? So, see, we should surrender before getting the beatings of Maya. We should surrender by ourselves. Then Krishna will protect us. Now we should be scared of Maya every minute. Every minute. Prabhupada, once he was asked by the disciples, Prabhupada, what you are praying? And Prabhupada said, I always pray that please Krishna protect me from your Maya. See, Prabhupada, when he is praying, then we should be very, very much scared of Maya and we should not be false confidence. Oh, I'm a great devotee and I will not be distracted by Maya. We should be very much careful about Maya and surrender to Krishna all the time. All the time. The Sharanam Prapadya should be always. That means Sharanam means only not in the words, but in our actions. In our actions, we should always remain humble, depend on Krishna, and do whatever is taught by our Acharya. Whatever Srila Prabhupada told us to do, that we are doing. That is surrender.
Mataji, I once heard that we should not even try to become the best devotee also. We should not have, we should not try to become, sometimes even we try to become very best, like that, even in devotional service, right, Mataji?
See,
We think
we should stretch ourselves completely as much as possible and be humble. I think that there are very great devotees, like my spiritual master. Though the disciple may be even more, the disciple may perform greater than the spiritual master, but still the disciple should have this thing that by the mercy of my spiritual master only I am able to do this. That attitude, the disciple should always, maybe sometimes the disciple is more than the spiritual master, which we have seen in the histories, but still they remain very humble and understand that they can perform because of the mercy of the Lord, because of the mercy of the spiritual master. So that status we have to always maintain, because we completely know, no, see, by reading Srila Prabhupada's books, by reading the Shastras, we understand that everything is given to us. So many people wonder, for example, in Ramayana, Hanuman performed great deeds than Lord Ram. But Hanuman never considered himself as supreme. He was always submissive to the Lord. See, Lord allowed him to perform. Similarly, we are given mercy. So we are given mercy to do all these things or whatever we are. Then how we can be proud? 1 minute, everything will go. For this one, funny story is there. Everybody knows this, maybe. So once, Punar Mushiko Bhava, you know, one small rat came to sadhu, yogi, and asked, Swami, please make me a cat because I'm always harassed by these cats. Sadhu said, there will not be any difference. Even if you become a cat, some other problem will be there in the material world, so there will not be any difference. But still, the rat insisted, please, one time, please help me, make me a cat. Okay, I'll make you a cat. After some time, the cat came back again and said, Swami, now dogs are chasing me. Okay, no problem, become a dog. Okay, dog, it became a dog. Now, tiger, lion is chasing him. So he came to the Swami and said, Swami, make me a lion now. Okay, become a lion. Once the dog became a lion, immediately it wanted to eat the Swami. So yogi can understand this. When it about to jump on him, he said, Punar Musiko Bhava, become a mouse again. So this is what happens with the disciples also. I have seen that many disciples, they go up. Then like a full balloon, the balloon, if you put a needle, down. So many, they become they grow up, and they even dictate their gurus, they even guide their gurus. Then they fall down. They don't understand that because of the mercy only we were able to grow up. So because of the mercy only we are able to do anything. That we have to remember always. Okay. Any other doubts, comments? Okay. Now we will end the class now. Vanchakalpatarubhasya kripa sindhibhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo Namaः. Vaishnav Brinda ki jai. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.